Every day, as a percentage of total knowledge, I get dumber. If we don't get it right, it dominates.
He keeps saying to me, he's like, don't die now.
Nothing stops you from living forever. It's the only scarce resource. Nothing else has scarcity.
2030. What's your prediction for 2030? What will the world look like?
So we probably will have humanoid robots with enough flexibility, dexterity to compete with humans in all domains, including plumbers. We can make artificial plumbers.
Not the plumbers. That felt like the last bastion of human employment. So 2030, 5 years from now, humanoid robots. So many of the companies, the leading companies, including Tesla, are developing humanoid robots at light speed, and they're getting increasingly more effective. These humanoid robots will be able to move through physical space, make an omelette, do anything humans can do, but obviously be connected to AI as well. So they can think, talk.
Right. They're controlled by AI. They're always connected to the network. So they are already dominating in many ways.
Our world will look remarkably different when humanoid robots are functional and effective. Because that's really when, I start thinking, like the combination of intelligence and physical ability is really doesn't leave much, does it, for us human beings?
Not much. So today, if you have intelligence through internet, you can hire humans to do your bidding for you. You can pay them in Bitcoin, so you can have bodies just not directly controlling them. So it's not a huge game changer to add direct control of physical bodies. Intelligence is where it's at. The important component is definitely higher ability to optimize, to solve problems, to find patterns people cannot see.
And then by 2045, I guess the world looks even more, which is 20 years from now.
So if it's still around.
If it's still around.
Ray Kurzweil predicts that that's the year for the singularity. That's the year where progress becomes so fast. So this AI doing science and engineering work makes improvements so quickly we cannot keep up anymore. That's the definition of singularity, point beyond which we cannot see, understand, predict.
See and understand, predict the intelligence itself, or
what is happening in the world? The technology is being developed. So right now, if I have an iPhone, I can look forward to a new one coming out next year, and I'll understand it has slightly better camera. Imagine now this process of researching and developing this phone is automated. It happens every 6 months, every 3 months, every month, week, day, hour, minute, second. You cannot keep up with 30 iterations of iPhone in one day. You don't understand what capabilities it has, what proper controls are. It just escapes you. Right now, it's hard for any researcher in AI to keep up with the state of the art. While I was doing this interview with you, a new model came out, and I no longer know what the state of the art is. Every day, as a percentage of total knowledge, I get dumber. I may still know more because I keep reading, but as a percentage of overall knowledge, we're all getting dumber. And then you take it to extreme values, you have zero knowledge, zero understanding of the world around you.
You co-authored this paper, analyzing the key arguments people make against the importance of AI safety. And one of the arguments in there is that there's other things that are of bigger importance right now. It might be world wars. It could be nuclear containment. It could be other things. There's other things that the governments and podcasters like me should be talking about that are more important. What's your rebuttal to that argument?
So superintelligence is a meta solution. If we get superintelligence right, it will help us with climate change. It will help us with wars. It can solve all the other existential risks. If we don't get it right, it dominates. If climate change will take 100 years to boil us alive and superintelligence kills everyone in 5, I don't have to worry about climate change. So either way, either it solves it for me or it's not an issue.
So you think it's the most important thing to be working on?
Without question, there is nothing more important than getting this right.
Do you think much about longevity?
A lot, yeah. It's probably the second most important problem because if AI doesn't get us, that will.
What do you mean?
You're going to die of old age.
Which is fine.
That's not good. You want to die?
I mean...
You don't have to. It's just a disease. We can cure it. Nothing stops you from living forever. As long as the universe exists, unless we escape the simulation.
But we wouldn't want a world where everybody could live forever, right? That would be...
Sure we do. Why? Who do you want to die?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I say this because it's all I've ever known, that people die, but wouldn't the world become pretty overcrowded if...
No, you stop reproducing if you live forever. You have kids because you want a replacement for you. If you live forever, you're like, I'll have kids in 1,000,000 years. That's cool. I'll go explore the universe first. Plus, if you look at actual population dynamics, outside of like one continent, we're all shrinking. We're not growing.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's crazy that the more rich people get, the less kids they have, which aligns with what you're saying. And I do actually think if, I'm going to be completely honest here, I think if I knew that I was going to live to 1,000 years old, there's no way I'd be having kids at 30.
Right, exactly. Biological clocks are based on terminal points, whereas if your biological clock is infinite, you'd be like, one day.
And you think that's close? Being able to extend our lives?
It's one breakthrough away. I think somewhere in our genome, we have this rejuvenation loop, and it's set to basically give us at most 120. I think we can reset it to something bigger.
AI is probably going to accelerate that.
That's one very important application area. Yes, absolutely.
So maybe Brian Johnson's right when he says, don't die now. He keeps saying to me, he's like, don't die now.
Don't die ever.
Because he's saying like, don't die before we get to the technology.
Right. Longevity, escape velocity. You want to live long enough to live forever. If at some point every year of your existence add 2 years to your existence through medical breakthroughs, then you live forever. You just have to make it to that point of longevity, escape velocity.
And he thinks that longevity, escape velocity, especially in the world of AI, is decades away, minimum, which means...
As soon as we fully understand human genome, I think we'll make amazing breakthroughs very quickly. Because we know some people have genes for living way longer. They have generations of people who are centenarians. So if we can understand that and copy that, or copy it from some animals which will live forever, we'll get there.
Would you want to live forever?
Of course. Reverse the question. Let's say we lived forever and you ask me, do you want to die in 40 years? Why would I say yes?
I don't know, maybe...
You're just used to the default.
Yeah, I am used to the default.
And nobody wants to die. Like, no matter how old you are, nobody goes, yeah, I want to die this year. Everyone's like, no, I want to keep living.
I wonder if life and everything would be less special if I lived for 10,000 years. I wonder if going to Hawaii for the first time, or, I don't know, a relationship, all of these things would be way less special to me if they were less scarce. And if I just,
it could be individually less special, but there is so much more you can do. Right now, you can only make plans to do something for a decade or two. You cannot have an ambitious plan of working on this project for 500 years. Imagine possibilities open to you with infinite time in an infinite universe.
Gosh.
Well, you can't.
It feels exhausting.
It's a big amount of time. Also, I don't know about you, but I don't remember like 99% of my life in detail. I remember big highlights. So even if I enjoyed Hawaii 10 years ago, I'll enjoy it again.
Are you thinking about that really practically as in terms of, if, in the same way that Brian Johnson is convinced that we're like maybe 2 decades away from being able to extend life. Are you thinking about that practically? And are you doing anything about it?
Diet, nutrition. I try to think about investment strategies which pay out in 1,000,000 years. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, of course.
What do you mean, of course? Of course.
Why wouldn't you? If you think this is what's going to happen, you should try that. So if we get AI right, now what happens to economy? We talked about WorldCoin. We talked about free labor. What's money? Is it now Bitcoin? Do you invest in that? Is there something else which becomes the only resource we cannot fake? So those things are very important research topics.
So you're investing in Bitcoin, aren't you?
Yeah.
Because it's
the only scarce resource. Nothing else has scarcity. Everything else, if price goes up, will make more. I can make as much gold as you want, given a proper price point. You cannot make more Bitcoin.
Some people say Bitcoin is just this thing on a computer that we all agreed was valuable.
We are a thing on a computer. Remember?
Okay, so, I mean, not investment advice, but investment advice.
It's hilarious how that's one of those things where they tell you it's not, but you know it is immediately. Your call is important to us. That means your call is of zero importance. And investment is like that.
Yeah. When they say not investment advice, it's definitely investment advice, but it's not investment advice. Okay, so you're bullish on Bitcoin because it can't be messed with.
It is the only thing which we know how much there is in the universe. So gold, there could be an asteroid made out of pure gold heading towards us, devaluing it. Well, also killing all of us. But Bitcoin, I know exactly the numbers. And even the 21 million is an upper limit. How many are lost? Passwords forgotten. I don't know what Satoshi is doing with his million. It's getting scarcer every day, while more and more people are trying to accumulate it.
Some people worry that it could be hacked with a supercomputer.
A quantum computer can break that algorithm. There is strategies for switching to quantum-resistant cryptography for that. And quantum computers are still kind of weak.
We don't play that. We don't play that. We don't play that. G-Unit. We don't play around.